asking people how they're doing and start asking people how they're feeling.
So I gotta make sure I'm watching the news.
God will never waste pain that's offered to him. Nothing is ever wasted.
Everybody that I gotta plan a week gon' be straight. And that we tie that red that you won't hit, so you better not be late.
This is a place of development, and I'm not gonna die here.
Cause I love it, I don't care about the fame.
Yo, welcome to the Young Vagabond podcast, where we navigate the journey of life together through truth and love. I'm your co-host, Bryson.
And I'm your co-host, DJ.
What's funny?
Nothing, bro. I didn't realize you put those on. But no.
They fly though.
And yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry. You say something next, right? I forgot. Okay, bro. Welcome to the Young Vagabond podcast,
Yes.
bro. We are here.
Yes.
And we
are here.
Yeah.
And I'm here.
Yes, he is here.
Yes,
We're
I'm
going
also
to introduce our friend here in a second, but we are excited. Bryson's ready. He is.
He is so locked in right
He is
now.
So
What
locked
episode
in.
is this?
We are, I think, on episode 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
Because I think DG was episode 4. So
They said it's season 5, episode 6. When I was young, I used to play with sticks. Now, I'm out trying to build a strong foundation, concrete and bricks.
sticks and stones may break your bones.
I know some youngins, they try to hit licks for some brand new kicks. When they looking for wisdom, I told them, listen to this. Young Vagabond.
Wait, no, like, that was actually kind of good. That was actually kind of good.
I can't lie.
That's
that
all
was
that
tough.
latest shine rap coming through. That's what that is.
good,
That sounds like something he wrote. I told you should be on that movie. I could see it
I got to see it too, bro.
with the jackets and stuff
Yeah.
and a little fedora. I can see it, bro.
Yeah, let it shine.
My
Trip.
fault, my
Let me
fault.
tell you, bro. I'm telling you, we watched the movie. He had 2
Bro,
zip-on jackets
okay.
on, bro. He had
I
a
gotta-
zip-on jacket over a zip-on
I
jacket.
gotta
do
make
this.
I gotta make a confession, bro.
You are
Bro,
latest shine.
bro, I tried to emulate this swag, bro. Bro, tell me why. In one of the scenes, specifically when they're riding the elevator up, Chris, the dancer, has on a button-up shirt, and then he got like a polo up under it with the collar of the polo hanging over the collar of the button-up shirt. So I had a solid white polo shirt and a button-up polo shirt. I was like, yo, I'm finna kill him with it.
There's no way.
I looked in the mirror. I was like, okay, it look a little different. I showed my
no
mom.
way.
And my mom was like, yeah, nobody. This ain't it.
Shout out to your mom.
Bro, she was
She
just letting
saved you.
know. Yeah, she did save
She
you.
saved
bro.
you,
She
for
kept
real.
you
I was
from-
finna kill him with it. I don't care.
Nah, dude.
What grade was that? 6th grade?
It was 4th grade, actually.
It was 4th grade. Dang, I'm getting old.
Yeah, bro. So what you like? 30? All right. Anyways, man, we're here for the pod, bro. Make sure, as always, bro, please follow or listen or subscribe or follow. Do one of those things that you do
Yes.
to get plugged in with us, tap in with us, man. On Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, all them platforms, bro. Sorry, the freaking, it's pollen season in Mississippi, bro. It's so much pollen, bro. It be yellow.
It really
be
begin, y'all?
Yeah. Yes, dude. I'm allergic to pollen.
Dang.
And
Are you
laughing
good over
at
there?
that? Was that funny?
You
bro?
think somebody having a pollen allergy is a laughing at it, bro? This is
bro,
something
you think
serious.
that's funny?
Nah, I don't think nothing's funny.
Okay.
It's
It
all
is kinda
serious
childish, though.
business.
Childish? All right.
I think it might be a little bit childish.
All right.
Pollen,
Check it,
Colin,
check it.
falling. Best believe when I wake up, I'm still balling.
It just doesn't end.
Bro, y'all know hold up. The Shannon Sharp.
Lil Shay.
Yeah, Lakers and 5.
Lakers and
I don't care if it's Colin, Ballin, or Collagen. Lakers and 5. Bro, that's funny. Anyways, yeah,
Shout
man.
out
Y'all check out the link tree, bro. Check out all them things, man.
Yes.
Follow us, tap in with us, bro. Of course, you see something that you like, whether it's a clip or a video, bro, make sure to share it, bro. We really appreciate when y'all share it, bro. Shout out to all the giver bonds, the donator bonds, man. We appreciate all y'all, all the
Yes.
love. Yeah, man. And we here for another episode. We got the man, bro, Joshua COHRAN
What's up, everybody?
on the pod, bro.
I'm here
Josh,
finally.
bro.
He's a walking celebrity.
Dude, legend, bro. Legend. Look at the hair, bro.
Hey.
Look at the fit. Look at the jewelry, bro.
Y'all
Everybody
do this
loves
too
him.
much. I'm telling y'all.
No, bro, he's a celebrity, bro. People
just
be
Josh.
following Josh around, bro. They
I
be
just
like,
be
oh
joshing.
my gosh, look at that. That's
just be
Josh. He
joshing.
even has his own catchphrase. I just be joshing, bro.
I literally just be
Ladies hear that, they fall out, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Like, literally everybody loves this man, bro. This man had deals with streaming services, bro. I'm not joking. He literally had that, bro.
One
Stream on
time-
Max. Stream on Max.
One time I asked him where he got some earrings from. He said, I don't know. A company sent them to me.
Who you know, bro? Who you know like that, bro? This man walking oral
did
farm,
send me
bro.
some
The best, dude.
earrings.
Dude's a amazing dude. He's
Google
smart,
him.
handsome, bro. Love the Lord, bro.
Man.
Y'all get at him. He's
that
single. Is he single? Are you single? Ah, too late, guys. You know what I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, bro. Y'all tap in with the man, bro. But we finna have this podcast episode, bro. This
That
bro's
was a good
like
introduction.
the LeBron James
appreciate
of
that.
Mississippi State, bro. Like, we all love him, bro. He's
Hey.
great. You know, the GOAT. Anyways, bro. Everybody clap it up for Josh. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Bro, Josh, how you feel,
I have
dude?
a question.
I'm feeling good. I'm
Bryson
feeling
has a
good. I'm
question.
glad to be here. Bryson.
Some of the viewers and the listeners out there. If you've ever seen the movie Let It Shine, is the song Guardian Angel top 3 or not? And part 2 of this question, is the song Guardian Angel better than the first song Joy or not? Yes or no?
The song's called actually Joyful Noise.
Joyful Noise.
No, the
Guardian-
only good joyful noise is from that movie Joyful Noise. You know what I'm talking about?
Bro, Guardian Angel is
Kwame?
top 3, bro.
No, dude,
And
it's
it's
not.
not
They too
3,
young.
bro.
It's not. Dude, that song, nobody knows that song, Bryson.
Bro, that's literally
Nobody knows that
okay,
song.
bro. All right,
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
all right, bro.
They're gonna prove me right, bro. Nobody knows that song.
Nobody knows any of those songs except Don't Run Away.
I'm telling you, bro.
No,
that's not
run
even
away.
true. Everybody knows
Don't
the
run
final rap
away
battle, dude.
from the
Bro.
truth.
Here we go again.
'Cause I'm
Better
not
be
giving
sure.
up
Bro,
on
I'm
you.
not even.
Don't
Man,
run
you
away.
don't want to.
Don't run away from the truth. Because I'm not
Bro,
giving
It's all right.
up
Who's singing
on
that?
Bro, he
I'm not
said.
giving up on y'all.
Who sings that?
Let it
Let them
shine.
sing it.
Bro,
Ah,
Okay.
let me tell you- let me
Okay.
tell y'all this stuff.
Let
Bro.
me tell you something.
Let me tell y'all this. Bro.
What?
What are you gonna
I
tell
feel
us?
so misunderstood because my intentions were good. If you could only see that poetry can hide in the hood, bro. Guardian Angel.
Dude, nobody's dude, nobody. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. That's you. That's your song. And I love that for you. I really do. I'm not hating it for you. Just don't try and say that's top 5, dude. That's not top. No, it probably is top 5. But it's definitely not top 3.
How many songs are in Let It Shine?
Dude.
It's
like
a good.
9.
It's a good amount. It's a
Okay.
good amount of songs, bro. It's a good amount of songs.
Like I
bro.
said, I haven't seen that movie in a long time, so
I
I'm gonna
haven't
have to
seen it in a
like
minute.
go run
Bro,
it back,
being
and I'm gonna have to
real-
get back with y'all.
Being real, I say this and I will stand on it.
Oh, we know you standing on it.
I think.
You're the only one standing.
I
up there.
think Rags has better songs than Joyful Noise.
What?
Wait,
Nickelodeon
movie?
Rags. Have you not seen
gonna
Rags?
lie.
I've seen
never seen that
Rags,
movie.
but you're saying the movie Joyful Noise it has better songs. Than
No,
the
no, no, no,
movie.
no. I'm talking about Let It
Okay.
Shine, Joyful
Okay.
Noise is not
Okay.
even better than some of the Rags songs, bro.
That may be true. I've
But
never
Rags
seen the
had you never
Rags.
seen Rags?
Okay, all right. Well, let's come back to Let
Rags
It
is pretty
Shine
good.
then. Joyful Noise, I give it top 5, top 6.
Dude, it's top 3, bro. That is a.
There is no way that
Dude,
John
it
is
is
top
literally
3,
what
bro.
makes people go, okay, this is a
No,
movie I want to
no,
engage.
that is
in,
not
bro.
it, bro.
Dude,
That
it's
is
They
not
literally-
did strategically place it at the
At the beginning,
of
bro,
the
'cause that
movie.
catch
Bro, they
people
just,
They
eye,
didn't
bro.
do that for
bro,
no
they
reason.
They just did that
Everything
so
is
people
thought
could
out.
see that it was a
Everything.
song, bro.
It's a strategy
They
to
just
everything.
No sense, bro.
Bro, they just did it. It's 13 songs in the movie, bro. 13 songs.
I was gonna count this, John.
And there's only one that matters.
Hold up, bro. Let
Don't
me.
run
I'm finna
away.
give y'all
That's
songs
the
that are
only
better.
one that matters.
Don't Run Away,
What they talking
Guardian
about? It
Angel.
don't even
In
matter.
no specific
'Cause
order.
Don't what's it called? Don't Run Away.
Yeah,
Only
don't
one that matters.
Don't Run Away, Guardian Angel. Let's see. You belong.
can't even name-
You belong to me.
Dude, no.
You belong to
That
me.
song is not that good.
Moment of Truth
All right, I give you Moment of Truth.
and
I don't.
Yeah,
listen
bro,
to
you
none of
just
these.
struggling, bro. You're struggling. You're literally
No,
struggling.
Me and you was better than Joyful Noise.
Didn't you play that one?
Is it gonna be me and you?
Oh, okay, yeah, that one is good. That one is good.
That one's good. It's not better than Joyful Noise.
All right, bro, I'm done. Let's get out
getting
off that, bro. Folks is gassing.
No, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro.
Folks
Hey,
is
well, y'all let
gas.
us know in the comments, bro. This is a very passionate conversation.
Yeah, Joyful Noise. What's it called?
Guardian
See,
Angel.
you don't
Guardian
even remember the
Angel.
name.
Bro, he don't
Or
even-
Don't Run Away.
Bro,
We all
he
know
said
which
he
one
only
is the
listened
true
to one
answer.
song.
No, bro. I'm
Don't
trying
run
to tell
away.
you, bro.
I ain't going to care. His opinion don't even matter right now, bro.
Hey.
I'm not even trying to hear that. Cause bro, you really just gonna disregard my whole like set list for one song.
Yes. Both of y'all said Liz. Don't Run Away, number one. That's all that matters
All right,
in the
bro,
conversation.
I'm just telling y'all, Joyful
Okay.
Noise is a hidden
And
gem.
y'all are
Go
gonna
back,
agree.
listen to
I
all
know
three
it.
of them, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, Joyful Noise is way better than I remembered this." And then you're gonna be like, "Wow," you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, shout out to that. Shout out to I just saw something on my on YouTube. I was looking at the songs. It was Lil Bow Wow. Somebody told me when I had braids, I looked like Lil Bow Wow, so that was funny.
Like Mike. That was a movie he acted in, bro.
Like Mike.
No, but for real, bro, we here, bro. You know how it goes.
My fault.
We just hating now, bro. Y'all feeling all right though? Like for real, y'all good?
I'm feeling good. I had a really good day today, actually.
Hey, that's good.
Like
bro.
I had a really good day. The weather is good outside. Besides the pollen, like, but I'm not affected by pollen, so I'm just saying that for everybody else. But like, for me, I really enjoyed it. I like being outside, so I had a
Hey,
good day.
no.
And I had a good breakfast. I had a banana, and it was ripe, so it was like sweet.
Real.
You like bananas? All right. Anyways, bro, y'all know how we go, bro. It's favorite conversation. I like bananas. Favorite conversation. Wait, one more thing, bro. I've been on Instagram a lot recently, but there's this guy. I'm not even gonna say his name, but he's the guy who be ducking his face into water bowls. I don't know if y'all seen those videos, bro. He wakes up like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Somebody was just talking about this with me in like a
But
group
there's
chat.
Yes, bro. There's a video of him, like, I kid you not, he's a black guy, but he shoots a basketball and
Yeah.
grabs a watermelon, bro. Like,
I seen. Wait,
like
that's
in
the
real
same
life,
person.
Yes, bro.
I saw that.
He's like, and somebody's bringing him a watermelon on a platter, bro. Like,
And he just snatched
and he
it. I
grabs
seen it.
bro.
I seen
That
it.
junk
I
is
seen
hilarious, bro. Shout out to that dude.
No,
bro.
but watermelon is good.
Dude,
So
I
I
love
get it,
watermelon.
and that's like actually like real hydration.
It
You know,
is.
fruit provides you with real hydration. Water doesn't like really hydrate you for real.
Okay, that's not true.
What's
I
your,
mean,
what's your major?
if you know, but like water doesn't actually hydrate you. Fruit
that's
is
not
true
bro.
hydration.
Dude, that's not
What's-
true.
what's
bro.
your major?
Look it up.
Hydration.
You literally you can
Hydro
drink.
is water.
Okay.
Hydrate.
Maybe it hydrates you, but like fruit provides you with like true
Other
hydration,
nutrients. Nah,
electrolytes,
dog.
vitamins, and what's the word?
Supplements.
What's it called? I don't know the word, but
Antioxidants.
if you know, that's the word.
Yeah, you will.
If you know, thank you. If you know, you know. You don't know.
I do know, bro. I know that water hydrates. That's what I know for a fact.
And
bro.
you can drown yourself if you drink too much water.
I-
Like you can drown your insides if you,
You
drink too
can
much
die
water.
from eating too much watermelon. We can do this all day, bro.
Okay. Well, I guess.
Anyways, bro. Favorite conversation of the week. Y'all know how it goes. We're gonna ask that question here in a second. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to think about it because I just kind of dropped it on y'all. I'm gonna talk about my
It is
favorite
only Tuesday.
conversation of the week. I have one-on-ones with my boss. You know, shout out to my boss, bro. Shout out to Zach. We were just kind of talking through some things, bro, and he was just kind of encouraging me, and also just, you know, whenever you go through some things, you know, you deal with rejection or trial or things like that, you know, a lot of times you're always kind of asking why, and you can sometimes start to feel helpless, like, oh, you're never gonna get the answer. And he was just, you know, talking about how like that answer, you know, you may have to bear down and be patient, but that answer, you know, is always around the corner. In a sense that like if you seek, you know, the goal isn't to get the answer like to why something happened or why something didn't happen, but like continue to push forward and continue to press in even in spite of your feelings, like there will eventually come a resolution to that. It may not be the resolution you may have wanted, but it will at least provide that closure of like, man, even though I got rejected here, here's how a blessing came out of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think out of any trial, out of any rejection, there's always a blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying? It may take a few seasons later that you realize that it was, but like timing is everything. And sometimes things are just not in the right season or not in the right time. And I would rather, talking about a banana, I'd rather eat a banana like when it's, yellow bright, you know what I'm saying? It's good, it's tasty versus like wanting it early, you know what I'm saying? It's still green, bro, and, nasty, bro. I hate green bananas.
I like how you did that.
You know what I'm saying? I got to tie it in. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Like
to tie it in. But like for real though, that really be how real life is. And so it was a good conversation. So shout out to Zach. Anyway,
That's good. That's good. You got, or I got one if I.
Yeah, well, I'll let you go.
Okay. I had a really good conversation with my cousins yesterday on Monday. I'm a only child, so
He really hating on the fact that it's Tuesday, bro.
Cause it's really Tuesday. Like,
I mean, you could have been like in a 7-day period, bro.
okay, I guess in the 7-day period, it would still be my cousins from
Okay.
yesterday. Yeah, we had a really good conversation, just catching up, just seeing how each other are. 3 of my cousins are finna like graduate all at the same time. So it's me, I'm graduating college. My other cousin Isaiah is graduating high school, and then my other little cousin Lizzie is graduating like middle school or something like that.
8th grade.
Yeah, did y'all do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't do that. I don't think.
What school did you go to?
Terry High School.
Continue your story, please.
Shout out to
But yeah, we had a really good conversation, just catching up, and I just really like love getting to talk to them, especially because we all like spread out. So like when we get to have those like conversations together, it just feels really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all in different life stages, bro.
But yeah, we all still
Close.
just click. I don't know. It's a cousin thing. Bless you.
Man, just
Appreciate that.
sneezed in the
Yes.
mic, bro.
I didn't.
Bless you. He didn't. Chill. He didn't sing in the mic, bro.
Bro, all right.
Bro, I'm locked in, bro. I'm locked
Lock in.
in, bro. Nah, that's phenomenal. Shout out
Shout
Terry.
out to my cousins.
Shout out your cousin. Shout out Terry High School.
Will.
Shout out shout out all the schools that's got a first name.
Yes.
That was funny. I gotta get that was a good one. That was a good one.
Mike,
Yeah.
George, all
What
of them.
school do you know named Mike
George High
School?
School.
Or
Wait,
George.
I
never know a
High
George
School.
High School.
I know a
George
Georgetown.
Washington, but not a Mike High School.
I don't think. Well, wait. Did y'all know George Washington actually was like really bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that just blew some people's minds, but yeah, bro.
Yeah, like he was actually really bad.
Slave owner.
Slave owner.
Yeah,
he
he
used
made
to
all his
like
money.
take their teeth and like wear the
Yeah.
dentures, like crazy stuff.
Them teeth weren't wooden teeth. Them teeth were
Yeah.
slave teeth.
Look it up. Did you know that? Now you know.
Shout out America. But hey,
You
yeah,
never
you
learn
learn,
too
you
much.
live and you learn.
Yes,
Hey,
you do.
bro, learning a little bit of history today.
So my favorite conversation of the week.
That was true. That is true, though. I just want to say that.
My favorite
that's true.
conversation of the week was actually with my young friend Ramiro. He's getting ready to go to basic training, and yeah, man, we got to talk about. Hold up, bro. Let me lock in, bro, because folks ain't gonna take this serious, bro. Hold up, bro.
I'm not taking this.
I'm taking it serious.
I was gonna turn your mic up too, bro.
I'm taking it serious.
All right, bro. So my favorite conversation of the week was with my guy Ramiro, man.
Shout out Ramiro.
He was visiting this weekend, and what's your name? He's getting ready to go to basic, and we were able to talk about just like life and God and what it looks like to actually give things to God and walk through that process of self-forgiveness. And it was just and also just understanding like the gravity of God's forgiveness and Christ's sacrifice for us, bro. And it was a refreshing conversation for sure. Definitely one that we didn't plan on having, because we had went
Yeah.
out to Buffalo Wild Wings with some friends, and then afterwards I was just finna drop them off, and then joking around and stuff and mess around and end up talking about God and just forgiveness, man.
Those
So
be
it
the
was-
best conversations.
Hey.
Nah, for real.
The random ones.
100%. And kind of like you said, stepping into the forgiveness of God. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we ourselves aren't able to forgive ourselves, but we are able to walk in the forgiveness that God gives us.
Yeah.
You know? And it's kind of like, because like I hear this a lot, this kind of a tangent. Some churches I've been to, it's particularly like older people, they be talking about self-love. You can't love yourself. You can't, help yourself. And it's like, yeah, right. but I feel like that's missing the point of what self-help and self-love is supposed to be. I think from a Christian perspective, what it is walking in the love that you've already been given, that's been allotted to you. And it's not like because it comes from you, but like you won't experience it unless you take the step to go out and experience it. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I think that's really good. Like we ourselves, you know, we give grace for ourselves. We forgive ourselves. We love ourselves because that's biblically what we're called to do. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't love others as we love ourselves if we don't first start off with loving ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And like that's not like a love that comes internally from us, right? But it's by stepping into the love that Jesus has already, through the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ, has already given to us and walking in that. And that's important because a lot of people are walking in shame. A lot of people are walking in guilt or walking in like, I still got to strive and get to this level to get to where God wants me to be for him to love me. And it's like, nah, you can, you know, it's not a license to just be complacent, but it is a license to like, man, I don't have to beat myself up and to dog on myself all the time because of the love of Christ that has already been allotted for me. You know what I'm saying? And just walking in that and stepping into that. So that's good. That's a word.
That's true.
Yeah. I got a question for y'all. Like, do you think you can truly be proud of someone else if you're not proud of yourself? Just kind of building off that idea of, you know, loving yourself first before you love others.
I would say you can be proud of someone else without like being proud of yourself all the way. Cause like you can see people in a position and they can be in a good place and like them being in a good place, like I'm proud of you. I want to get there. So let me get right with myself. I'm still proud of you, even though I know I'm not there within myself right now, but seeing you being there, I'm proud of you. And you're like, where you at is encouraging me to, you know, get there as well. So I think you can.
Yeah, I actually don't know. That's what I would say. I don't know. I feel like on one hand, like, yes, like you can see the good fruits in other people, and sometimes it's easier to recognize that in other people than it is in yourself. But I also think like acknowledging that and celebrating, if you're not able to do that with yourself, I just think that's like, if you're not already practicing that with yourself, it's hard for that to be an outward reflection. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like everything, your outward actions are a reflection of your inward heart. You know what I'm saying? And so like if in your heart, you're not even willing to celebrate the wins that you have, right? Or acknowledge the good fruits that are being produced in you through the Spirit, then I feel like it's hard for you to then be able to do that for other people because you don't even have a heart for that in yourself. You know, but I also think like it's like you said, like what Josh is saying is right too. So I think it's possible. I would say it's not likely because I feel like that even affects like parenting. You know what I'm saying? Like people, though, how they show love and affection is very much dependent on how their parents showed love and affection to them. You know what I'm saying? Like tough love. People who are tough love people had tough love parents. You know what I'm saying? Or people who had, you know, very affectionate, very, you know, lovey-dovey type parents are going to be more like that. You know, not all the time, but that's a lot more frequent because that's just what's modeled to you. So like, if your heart is not in that place, it's going to be hard for you to put yourself in that place. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. What'd you say?
I don't know. That's why I asked you.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Yeah. That's a word, bro. Hey, well, we here today, bro. I love saying that. I say it every time, bro. I do.
We here.
We are here, bro, because we have to let them know we are here. I think it's a good transition. You know what I'm saying? And man, we're just here to talk, bro. We got Josh. Like I said, this man, the motion man, bro. He really is. He really is the motion man. Like, I'm not joking. Like, this bro got so much motion. It's crazy.
Figured that.
It's so crazy, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, but he be humble about it. But I'm gonna tell y'all right here, he's a motion man. And so, anyways, we kind of asked this question for everybody, but I kind of want to. I feel like you have a lot of wisdom of like you really taking advantage of your 4 years here at college. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people have different lives and so they have different circumstances, but like not a whole lot of people make the most of their college experience. How I feel like you have, and just like accessing all the opportunities and like just making sure that you just put yourself in the best position to go out and succeed. And so I kind of want to hear about that. But like before we kind of talk about that, man, just kind of tell us, like, walk us through a little bit, like how you end up in this seat, like today, like right now, like what kind of did your upbringing look like? What brought you to state, and like how you think that's kind of all connected for you wanting to be in a sit and do this podcast with us.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I said earlier, grew up only child, just me and my mom for the most part, but always been like family oriented. Like always did a lot of things with family. Like I said, that's why me and my cousin are so close now, because we did like just a lot of things together. So I grew up only child and came to college out of high school, and I didn't really like have anywhere else I really wanted to go for real. I did want to go like other places, but Mississippi State was always gonna be like, I know I'm gonna end up at Mississippi State only because like it was in state.
Yeah.
Didn't have to worry about no out of state tuition. Got some good scholarships.
Right.
And it was like far from home, but like not too far from home.
Yeah.
So came here, and like I said, freshman year, Josh is definitely different than like the Josh now. Like being here these past 4 years, I've had like a lot of like character development, and you probably can like say, because you knew me freshman year. Well, you knew of me. I don't know, but like we didn't know each other for real, but like you knew like of me. But I've definitely like grown a lot, and I can say like when I came here, I had like a false sense of self. Like, I was in a lot of organizations, and I definitely took advantage of the opportunities that Mississippi State had here. But I think it was giving me like just like a temporary joy. You know what I'm saying? It definitely brought like a lot of good fruits. Like I got a lot of good friendships, learned a lot of great things from it. But like within myself, I wasn't really fulfilled, really,
Right.
And that trend kind of continued, just like continuing to join organizations, using the things Mississippi State has here for students to succeed. But I still feel like I wasn't really succeeding for real. Like I was doing all these things, but I just feel like I wasn't really doing nothing, you know? So that continued for, a little bit. And then junior year came around. And then that's when I had started to get to know Christ. And that's when I had really started to see like a change within myself. Yeah. And it was like a change like no other. Like, of course, growing up, I always knew like who Jesus Christ was and everything, but I never like took the time to like read his word or like spend time with him or things like that. It was kind of just like I had made up my own reality of who Jesus was. And I was just using that to sugarcoat all the bad things that I was doing. I just had my own like version of him, and that was good enough for me at that time.
Right.
But eventually that just stopped working, and that's when I was like, okay, I got to go straight to the source to figure out like who he really is. So I started that junior year, and ever since then it's been like a whole new different college experience. Like how I go into like certain things, like organizations, whether it's like wanting to do this or wanted to do that, I try to think of it in like a Christ-like sense. Yeah. Different than what I used to before, like when I first got here. And yeah, it's been a challenging like change, I would say. Yeah. Because of course growing is uncomfortable. Yeah. Especially when you're used to one way, being a certain way and doing things like this. So yeah, it was definitely like a big adjustment, but it's definitely bared many fruits that I know like wouldn't have came if I didn't take that first step, into like bettering myself. Because kind of like what you were talking about earlier, like I knew where I was at wasn't like, it didn't look like I loved myself. And I knew going to Christ was like, okay, if you really love yourself, you're going to go to your maker, to really get the full sense of what it means to be loved. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I kind of just like went on and on and on.
Nah, bro, that was good.
Yeah, that's a bit about my college, journey. But still grateful for all the things that I did even before coming to Christ. Like I said, it taught me a lot, and it led me to here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I wouldn't be here if I didn't go through all the things and did all the things that I did, freshman year up until now.
So was it kind of like a moment of realization where it's like, man, I'm doing all these things and I'm still kind of like going home empty? Or was it kind of like that was just a lingering feeling all the time and you kind of realize, like, what did that look like, kind of starting that transition? Was it a moment or was it like something that was more lingering?
Yeah, it was like a lingering feeling. Like I like I said, came here one way, had a false sense of self, didn't really know who I was, but I thought I did. So I was going throughout things being this certain kind of way. And that was continuing to grow, but then it, like I said, the lingering started to come about. I was like, I would go do this or say this, and I would be like, why would I even do and say that? I don't even like that. Yeah. And then it started the thing of like question, like, wait, what do I even like? Like, what do I like to do for fun? Like things like that. I just started to question like everything about who I was, and that's when I started realizing like, dang, do I even know who I am for real? Yeah. So, and I think that's like a real thing for like a lot of college students. Like you come here and you're surrounded by so many different people and personalities, it's like you kind of get lost in it. Yeah. And especially me, like being an only child, like finding a group to like be a part of and just like having friends and stuff was like a big thing that I was worried about. So it almost was like I was just like mirroring everything with that to try to like have that space. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that just wasn't working for me no more because like I said, I just was always left feeling like that don't resonate with who I am, you know what I'm saying? Who I know the Lord is calling me to be. Right. So that's when I like started the journey of trying to like go to my maker to figure out like who did you make me to be? Yeah. You know? So yeah. Man, lingering feeling. You'll have that linger. You'll feel that linger.
Yeah. No, that's a great story, bro. I think there's a lot to unpack within your journey. I guess my first question would be like, would you say you kind of struggle with like people pleasing?
Yeah, definitely had a big like people pleasing issue. Like I said, even like growing up, like throughout like middle school, high school, and things like that, and I didn't realize it at the time, but like when I like took a step back to like reflect on like who I was at that moment, I was like, dang, like a lot of people pleasing is going on, and a lot of that stemmed from insecurity. I would say, like I feel like a lot of people wouldn't assume that I would be insecure, but like everybody's a little insecure, you know what I'm saying? So like the people pleasing stem from that, just not wanting people to see those insecurities that shouldn't even been there for real, but like, you know, that's just how the enemy works and everything. But yeah, I definitely had the people pleasing issue for sure.
And then just to like build off of that, like what I guess you could say, like when you said you made the shift to go to your maker to figure out like what true love was for you, what did you read, or was there anything that like a sermon or something that like really just was like, oh dang, like this was like the starting point of the shift for you?
It wasn't necessarily nothing like that. It was more so just like a feeling like in myself. Like I was just tired of like just feeling like something wasn't fully there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just didn't like being out the know. You know what I'm saying? So like I was like, I just gotta figure this out on my own. So I started reading, and then the Bible. Started reading the Bible. And you know, it just kind of like grew from there, and then started going to church at Vibrant, and then, you know, was learning a lot there, and it kind of just like progressed from there. So it wasn't necessarily like a sermon I heard or somebody had said something to me. It was just like a feeling within myself that I was like, it wasn't a feeling like I've never felt before. Like I just feel like the Lord was pulling me like, okay, Josh, like you need to like tap in with me now for real. Like you done did all this other stuff, and I was like, I was calling that to you, but like it was so much around you that you couldn't really hear it. But it had came to a point where like everything had kind of started to die down, and it was kind of just like an emptiness. And then that's when he like reached out to me in that emptiness, and he was like, okay, yeah, now come this way. And then here I am. Yeah. Yep.
You had another question?
No.
Oh, I was gonna ask, like, because I feel like that's a story that either a lot of people are in right now. Because I feel like a lot of people follow. This not everyone, but a lot of people kind of go down these two bubbles or two paths of like trying to figure themselves out. You know, where it's like one, you got your overachievers, right? They start doing good, you know, quote unquote good things, right? Joining organizations, being a part of things. You know, they're not out here, you know, just partying and drinking and smoking every single night. Although some of them do be still doing that.
Doing both.
Yeah. And like they but they're filling themselves, their plate with all these really good, things that's like, okay, from the outside looking in, man, they're like involved or all that, but they're still they're never satisfied. So they feel like they have to do more and they have to do more and they do more until eventually they're so exhausted that they don't even have the energy to feel that, right? Because that's what they're really chasing. They're chasing such utter exhaustion that they don't even, like, they can't even take the emotional time to feel empty.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's like go.
Right. It's just straight up go. Distractions, and then fall asleep. And then you have your other path, who, of course, would do that more with like drinking, partying, girls, guys, all that other different things. And our culture does a really good job, probably more of like saying, oh yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be focused on drinking and, partying. You should be, but it completely ignores the equally as toxic mindset of striving, all the time and always being on go mode and always being on, which can still be extremely unhealthy. And that even, I think, persists like in the church, and even in some church cultures where it's like, it's almost celebrated to always be on go, to always be doing so much. But that's still not, in my opinion, I don't think that's godly, right? Because like rest and like Sabbath important. Is a very important aspect of the Christian walk. And like, you can do all you want, but if you're so exhausted, you can't even give it any time of the day to like for yourself, or any time of the day to like, talk to your maker and spend time with your maker, then you're like setting yourself up for failure. You know what I'm saying? And so I set out to say, like, I know I've had moments where it's like I was so exhausted that I broke down into like whatever level you're comfortable sharing. But like, did you ever kind of have a moment that was kind of like that, where it was like rock bottom that more helped you also kind of shape, okay, I got to do something different?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say like a rock bottom type of thing. Like, it was like a kind of like a build up thing. Like, it started off like slowly, and then it just started to like a snowball effect. Like, it was just like growing and growing. And when I say that, I mean like the sense of like what I'm doing now isn't working. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just kept going, trying this, trying that, and it just wasn't working. In that constant cycle of me doing those things, trying to get in this, do that, like, it just kept growing until I was like I just, like, this ain't working for me.
Right.
And like I said, a lot of college students all over probably go through the same thing, because that's really what college is all about. Like, it's a journey of self-discovery, but it's like, how are you going to go about it? You know what I'm saying? And the way I was going about it at first seemed like it was working out, because like I said, I got here freshman year, I'm joining this, I'm meeting all these new people, I'm at this party, that party, having the time of my life, I thought. And I came to a point where I was like, those things weren't, it just wasn't fun no more. Like, I didn't enjoy it no more. And that's when, like I said, I just was like, you know what? Let me take it to Jesus. Jesus is going to, be able to figure this out for me.
Right.
But it kind of started like that. So not necessarily a rock bottom, but more of just like a melancholy feeling.
Yeah.
Like, things just started to become black and white. And like the meetings, going to the meetings and going out, it just was becoming very stale.
Yeah.
And I was like, this can't be it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why.
How do you personally keep your relationship now with the Lord from becoming stale?
Yeah, so it's been challenging. Like I said, I'm pretty sure y'all know. Like, it's hard, especially being in like an environment like a university.
Yeah.
It's stuff going on every day. It's always things around you that make you want to do something that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
So it's not easy, and I've definitely been like going through that challenge. Like, now, even today, like, I went to a Vibrant maybe like a month or two ago, and he said something that has like just stuck with me ever since. And it was like, you can't be who you used to be and who you're called to be at the same time. And I think that's like the thing I'm going through right now, like, of just fully letting go of like what I know the Lord has let me know is not good for me.
Yeah.
And like just coming under his protection into his bubble. So it's like a tug and pull kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but some things I try to do, like, to fight through that, is to just, like I said, get my daily bread. So just getting the word daily.
Yeah.
During the summertime, I would like go walk around the lake and just like talk to him. You know,
Yeah.
like he was like walking with me. I try to do that, you know. Like I said, talking to my cousins, me and my cousin, we do Bible study.
Yeah.
So like doing Bible study with my cousins.
Yeah.
And just try to like make it fun. Like it doesn't always have to be like, cause like at first, when I had first came to Christ, I was like reading, you know, my Bible, and that would just be it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But eventually I was just like, was getting bored of that.
Right.
Which is like normal. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you don't be feeling like reading the Bible. You don't be feeling like you want to get into a word today, which is like the enemy is giving you that feeling, but like it's our human nature to like go against what God wants for us. So I just have to start coming at it at different angles. Like, okay, I may not feel like reading the Bible right now, but I'm finna go walk around the lake and talk to him like he right here with me and let him know, like, Lord, I don't feel like reading today.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk to you. And then, you know, doing things like that. Like I said, it's a daily challenge.
Right.
You know, they say you have to die to your flesh daily. And that ain't an easy thing to do, but it's always gonna pay off more in the long run when you do it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we all can say we probably like been on the short end of that stick where we thought going with our flesh was gonna be like a better decision for us, but
Yeah.
it
You take
definitely
the L.
wasn't. Definitely take the L's every time.
Yeah, no, I was. We've been going through the Book of Romans in my theology class I'm taking right now, and I was talking to Maya earlier today about it. We've been covering a pretty heavily debated and controversial topic in the church. Predestination, is crazy, but it can get so deep. Like when you look at the scriptures and like something that you notice about Paul is that he says basically, just to sum it all up, it's about what is your heart going to be bound to? Is your heart going to be bound to sin or bound to God? And once you accept Christ in your life, now we have the choice of whether or not we want to serve the Lord. So, like you talking about how, you know, you've been walking with the Lord, but there's always these opportunities to choose sin. Like, I think we forget, and it's something I didn't even really realize until he pointed it out in class. Like, when Paul was telling people, like, you're no longer a slave to sin, like, he was writing that to the church. He was writing that to Christians, like, letting them know that you will struggle with sin, but you don't have to let this thing, like, run you. You know, you don't have to choose to go back into this thing. And, like, I think there's just a powerful testament of Scripture coming to life with you, Josh. It's like, you know, although we all struggle, we all, you know, fall. A righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets back up again. But you're actively making that choice of, okay, I know what this used to do to me, and I know I'm not going back to that because my heart is now tied to the Lord. It's not tied to that sin anymore.
For sure. And I'll be having like to remind myself, like, we do have power and dominion over that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like, we may not want to know that we have power because if we're being real with ourselves, some sins are harder to let go of than others, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, you have to really be real with yourself and be like, do you really want to let this go? Like, you know, to know better is, wait, hold on, what they be saying? If you know better, you should do better. You know? But, like, do you want to do better? Like, that's the real thing. And I had to be like, I was going through something, like, over and over again, following the same thing over and over again, like with smoking. Like, I used to smoke, like, bad. I don't know if y'all knew that.
I did.
Nah, I did.
I did.
I did.
I did. I used to be smoking. And, like, eventually it had just came to the point where I was like I don't even like doing this, but yet I just keep wanting to do it. Like, I just keep, let me just go light up right quick. And it had just came to a point where, like, Josh, you know how this is affecting you, not just, like, physically, because, like, it may not in a moment have physical effects besides, like, the actual, like, euphoric feeling of being high, but, like, longevity physical effects. It'll affect your brain type stuff. And it affects you spiritually too. And I was like, the Lord had told me that, but I kept doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just came to the point where I was like, Josh, you know better. So I'm actually gonna do better. And that's when I started the process of, like, letting it go. And I can say now, like, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Hey.
So yeah. But I kind of like went left. I think.
No.
No,
That was
that
good.
was
Right.
good. That was good.
You did. No, and I think, like, it's also to realizing what you're exchanging, like, a life of chasing after your own pleasure is one where it's kind of like, whoop, you know, these high highs and then these, incredibly low lows. And that's not just like a spiritual concept. That's a literal brain chemistry concept. Like, you know, when you engage in any habit, you know, porn, drugs, you know, drinking, all those things, you go through this huge dopamine spike, right? Like this unnaturally high dopamine spike. And dopamine, I'm sure a lot of y'all heard, is the happy chemical, right? So like your body releases all this dopamine and you feel really, really great. You know, that's why any of those activities, you feel amazing, but then you return to normal, and it's not like a slow descend like how other fun things that you do are, you know, watching your favorite TV show or playing a video game or whatever, eating dessert. They like, they fall, right? So you feel the negative psychological effects of going from like a whole lot of happiness to like none at all. But then also your brain gets confused and says, okay, well, if this is how high our dopamine can go, then the level of normal dopamine, that's not high enough. It needs to be up here, right? And as it moves up more and more, doing things that like eating dessert, playing your favorite video game, those no longer are sufficing, right? And that's you need to engage in that habit again, to feel that same feeling. But now, because that's become your new normal, you don't feel that huge euphoric feeling anymore. You just feel normal, right? And that's the cycle of addiction. You know, I've had a lot of pothead friends in my life. You know, shout out to my friends. But one of the number one things that weed guys love to say is like, oh, it's not physiologically addictive, which is true. You know, it doesn't change your brain, you know, your body chemistry like alcohol does or like other drugs do. But it is still very much psychologically addictive, right? And I think also the spiritual component that a lot of times we ignore, right? It's a stronghold it becomes, right? Because you're no longer living life independently. You're living life as long as you have this thing, right? And that doesn't have to be drugs. It can be any, you know, replace it with any sort of vice. But like that's how a lot of people are living, right? And it's bondage, you know what I'm saying? And the difficult thing is like letting that go, right? And then also coming to terms with like a balanced life does not look like whoop, 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 whoop. Like you're not going to on most days have you open the word and like, bro, oh my gosh, it's an explosion of knowledge and everything is like, oh, I'm connecting all these dots here. It may be, you know, something very, very, you know, menial, right? That doesn't even, not even something you can take and use for that day, right? But maybe something you need 10 months from now, you know, 2 years from now, or something that like you can use to help somebody else out. It might not even be for you. And so a balanced life, you know, there's still going to be down moments, right? But you spend a lot more of your life, right, at this happy medium, right? That maybe isn't the super high highs you got when you were drinking, smoking, partying, doing all that, but is so much. It's not a volatile life, right? And it's not a life where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm just waiting till the weekend so I can, you know, go head to this next party. I'm just waiting till 5 o'clock where I can, you know, go light up a blunt. Like it's a life where like every moment can have joy in it, right? When you live life in bondage, the only thing that is bringing you a true sense of happiness is whatever you're bonded to, right? But when you live a life of freedom, every moment, even the tough moments of life, can be joyous moments, right? Because you're living it with the one who's the author, the giver of joy. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think like it's a hard thing to come to terms with. It's a hard thing to come to terms with yourself that sometimes you really like that bad habit. You're like, oh man, I hate that. You know, don't, you know, another thing I had people, you know, old folks used to tell me when they would be smoking cigarettes, like, bro, don't do this, man. Don't start this. It's like,
But yeah,
man, like, you're like, if you're doing it, like, you know, exactly.
I'm confused. I don't
Right.
know.
Like, why, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
What do I believe?
right. If it's really this bad, why are you doing it? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, addiction is hard. So I'm not finna, you know, be like, bro, you know, you're a terrible person if you're still struggling with something. But it is to say that, like, you have to be honest with yourself if it's like, man, I really don't want to let this go. And sometimes it's like, Lord, like, help me to let this go, right? Because I really like how this makes me feel, right? But I know that if I keep doing this, it's going to kill me. You know what I'm saying? It may not be a physical death, but it may be a death spiritually. It may be like, look, a death of a relationship because, you know, you're so more focused on this thing that, like, you're not even able to invest in you know, it's all these different things. And it's just something that, like you said, you have to come to terms with and be honest with. Otherwise, you're never going to move out of that cycle of addiction.
Yeah, and that's why like I always try to ask the Lord to like renew my mind. You know, because like I've been living in a worldly life for like 20 years.
Yeah.
I ain't started getting to know Christ till I was 21. You know, so like it's not like it's gonna be like a instant thing. You know, it's like it's a process with this.
Yeah.
So like I just try to ask Him to like renew my mind and like reverse the things that have tarnished me. You know, to make me new. And I'm pretty sure it's in the Bible somewhere. I just don't know where.
It is in the Bible.
I know it's in the Bible somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like what you were saying, like some similar is like when you come to Christ, it's not saying like life is just gonna be boring. Like life has been actually really good.
My bad.
Life has actually been like really good since knowing Christ, like way better than before. Like things that I used to do before Christ and things that I do now with Christ. Like before it wouldn't be as fun, or I wouldn't like see joy in it, but now it's like so much joy in it, you know what I'm saying? And even being in like the clubs and stuff that I'm in, like they're still fun to be a part of. They're even funner because now that I know like I'm on that path of self-discovery with the Lord, like it makes it easier to be in a room because like I know who I am. So like I'm gonna be able to be around people and not be worried about like, oh, I should say this to get this reaction, that reaction.
Yeah.
Like I know who I am, so like it just makes it funner to be in the room when you know who you are. Like when you don't really know who you are, you just always anxious and you just nervous and like you do certain things that you like don't really know. I mean, not know, but like do certain things that you wouldn't necessarily do, but you're just doing it because you're there. You know what I'm saying? But like now I have Christ, I don't do those things anymore. And, you know, it just feels good to like know that. And like I said, it's always a constant thing. Like I'm always at that tug and pull point of like, Josh, you slipping back into old Josh. Like Jesus bring me back out, which is why it's so important that we stay like in our word because when you're not in your word, you're at risk of like slipping back into old things, which is something that I've learned too. You know?
So, would you say that like now? Well, I mean, you already kind of say it, but like if you could even dive more into it, like how like being on this journey of knowing who you are in Christ, how that's enabled you to be better at the things that you do, like that the world sees you do, basically, like the things that you're part of, the different ventures that you do. Like how has that looked like now versus what it looked like in the past? Like, have you seen more success or more like prosperity? That's a sometimes scary word to use, but you know what I'm saying? Have you seen just more blessings in the things that you're doing since now starting that relationship with the Lord?
Yeah, I definitely would say I have, like, even with just like certain relationships with certain people, like how they change after, either for the better or for the worse, that's one. Like just being in those spaces and being able to just feel more comfortable, you know? And like a big one I would say is like anxiety. Like I like have social anxiety. Still to this day it's getting better, but like still to this day it still lingers a little bit. But before Christ, like it would always be like a thing of like I would be so nervous to go like somewhere or do this. Even though like I know the people in there and like I was cool with them, it would still be like that feeling. But now like when I know I'm in the bubble of Christ, I don't have that feeling. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely been a drastic change in like just how I view certain situations. Like a bad thing could happen or I could get like rejected from something. Before I would like just beat myself up about it because I was chasing that thing of like always needing to be doing something and be in this and be in that. Yeah. But now like I think you were talking about it earlier, but like, seeing rejection as like a redirection, it just he's really been just changing my mind, literally like just changing how I view things, changing my definition on certain things. Like, yeah, it's been an amazing experience. Yeah. And I know it's, like I said, it's going to be them lows sometimes, but the lows are going to be easier to go through because you're going to have him with you. You know, the lows are always going to be harder when you're by yourself because, like, you're by yourself, you know what I'm saying? Right. But, like, when you have the maker of literally everything, the Alpha, the Omega, it's you're going to be able to get through it. You know? So, yeah.
Amen. What was that process like of separating your performance and achievements from your identity?
It was, it was strange at first because before I would always do things for like the achievement instead of doing things because I like to do them, if that made sense. But like, and that like all just stems back to like having a false sense of self. You know, you're just doing these things because you think, but then it's like, wait, actually, no, I didn't, you know?
Yeah.
But now it's like I do something or I'm not doing it to seek some type of like something. I'm doing it because I like to do it. Like with Spark, like I'm doing Spark, did Spark already, not doing Spark, did Spark already. And I actually really enjoyed that. I wasn't going into it like, oh, I'm going to this to get this out of it and gain this and put this on that resume or whatever. Like I was going to it because I like was actually wanting to do it, and I was able to enjoy it more because I was finally on a true journey of self-discovery rather than like a false journey of self-discovery. If that answers your question. I don't know if it does.
Yeah. No, it does for sure.
No, like I think like you're hitting it on the nail. Like a life of freedom is freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like duh, but like it really is like living a life free in Christ means living a life where you get to do the things you like because you like them and not doing things out of obligation or not doing things you don't like because you feel like you need to impress these people here. Right? Like it's a freeing thing to not be a people pleaser, right? Like you think you lose out on connections, you think you lose out on people, but what you gain is genuine connections, right? Yeah. And I'd rather be connected to 3 genuine people than have 10 fake friends. You know what I'm saying? And like it takes it's hard to let go because it's like, oh my, I'm losing all these people, right? But them people really weren't in your corner to begin with because you were just selling them a version of yourself that never existed. You know what I'm saying? But when you have that freedom in the Lord, you know what I'm saying, then like it may just be those 3 people that rocking with you, but you know them 3 people are rocking with you, and you can be who you truly are around those 3 people, and they can empower you and encourage you to go reach 100 people. You know, while you were a people pleaser, you were only able to get 50 people because most of your friends weren't buying into what you were doing. But you got 3 people who are really willing to invest in you, encourage you, and build you up. Like that comes with, and you don't do it for a greater level of influence, but that influence, I believe, comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Of being who you are, because, you know, it's cliche and corny to say, but like you can only be the best version of you. You know what I'm saying? And so like being a people pleaser really disables you from being able to be the best version of yourself because you focus on trying to be a false version to everybody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I think what's kind of crazy is I think we, like me and you, I think we've learned some of the same, I guess you could say, lessons in life in our collegiate journey, but we had 2 totally different experiences. Yeah. Whereas like, you know, you were getting into the organizations, you were getting the attention, and like I feel like I was just like getting thrown to the wayside after freshman year for real. Like just felt like I was getting rejected. And something I even talked to my fiance about a few times is like, when I look back over my collegiate career, sometimes I guess you could say I kind of battle this this idea of did I do enough, because I wasn't in the big organizations, I wasn't in the big clubs and all of these things. But like, I guess to hear you say like you were there and you still weren't fulfilled, it's kind of like sobering, you know, because it's like, what if I did get into those organizations? If my heart was not ready for it, if my heart was not changed, then I would, you know, be just like you, bro. Like, be the same way. Because I even found myself doing day-to-day, doing the best that I could, striving to be the best that I could, performing the best I could, whether it be in, like, relationships, always trying to think about what this person may think about me, or trying to do my best on an assignment, trying to do my best at X, Y, and Z. And that's not to say hard work is a bad thing, but when you find your identity in it, like, it's so dangerous. Yeah. And I think that's something that I really like that you said, is just like, I had all of it, but it still never fulfilled me, because like I wanted all of it. But looking back on it, with the heart posture that I had, I would have been the same way. Yeah. Right. You know?
I think of it like almost like a house of cards. You know what I'm saying? Like one person can have a small house of cards and someone could have this ginormous house of cards that fills up the table. But one, for both of them, is going to blow it all down. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it doesn't matter how great the things you build on top of a bad foundation are, that bad foundation will destroy them no matter what, right?
Yeah.
All it takes is a little storm, a little shaking. Like, you can build the tallest skyscraper, all that, right? And so, like, whether a lot of people live their lives of thinking, like, if I just build it taller than, as tall as they got it, you know what I'm saying? If I just make it look as pretty as they got it, right, I'm going to be fulfilled. And they may even get to that point, but all it takes is one rejection, one trial, one something, and that foundation that was never strong to begin with is shaken, right? And it all comes crumbling down. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's why the parable of what, Jesus talks about the shaky foundation versus the strong foundation is so powerful, bro. Because it's like, that's really, like, if you get a hold of that, just that parable of, like, man, not building my life on things, my identity on things, my sense of self-worth on things that at the end of the day I can't control, or that can go away in an instant. Yep. Like, if I learn to build my life on Christ, whether I get rejected or I'm killing it in life, like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you may have a hut that's built on a strong foundation, while somebody has a skyscraper built on a bad foundation, and they're looking at you going like, bro, this dude only got a hut, bro. Like, look how tiny this house is. That storm hit, who house still standing? You know what I'm saying? And that's, like, powerful, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that I feel like, man, foundation is important. You want to have motion. You want to do, build influence. You want to do things to succeed. Like, because even with Bryson, like, even though he didn't get into some of those spaces, like, he's had a crazy amount of influence and crazy amount of impact on students all over who have been in those spaces or have done some of those things that, like, even, in the past he may have wanted to be a part of. But his foundation was strong, right? So the influence, right? Like, some people think motion is, everybody knows your name, everybody talking about you, all that. But true, in my feeling of influence, true motion, true all that, is being able to impact people, right? Where your words mean something, right? Yeah. And the biggest, shout out to all the party promoters, but the biggest party promoter, I'm not finna listen to them on life advice, you know what I'm saying? Because, respectfully, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not where where you have built credibility lies, right? So no major life decision I'm, gonna be asking a party promoter about, you know what I'm saying? But the credibility that you build when you build it on foundation, when you build it on, like, man, that person's credibility is founded on something that is strong, right? That's true influence, right? That's true impact, where your words are like, man, I may have not thought about it that way. I'm gonna think about this differently. You know what I'm saying? And I just think, like, that's not what a lot of people are focused on. But if you want to have true impact, true influence, and something that's lasts, that's what matters more. Above all the accolades, above all the orgs that you get on, and that's what matters more.
Yep, that foundation, what it's built on.
Yeah, and if I could just encourage both of y'all, like, I've seen it in both of y'all's lives, like, personally, y'all not finding your worth and what you're attached to. Like, Josh, I've seen you, because, we came in at the same time, finna graduate. We were freshmen at the same time, like, crazy, right? Seemed like the 4 years done passed by.
Nah, facts.
But, like, I seen you, once you hit campus, you were everywhere, all the organizations, all of these things. But, like, now that we've gotten older, I've seen you, like, pull back in a sense. And it's just crazy to hear, like, the reason why. But it's not like it's a bad reason. It's a beautiful reason. Like, you're literally just being a man of your word, saying that, hey, I once was a man who found my identity and hopes and strength in all of these things. But, like, now I'm a man that sees I can pull back and still be Josh.
Yeah.
I can still be a son of God. I can still be valued by the right people, and I don't have to do what I used to do. Yeah. And then even DJ, like, bro, I've seen you operate in so many spaces that, God has opened so many doors for you. And not only has he opened those doors, but you never let him get, like, you too caught up. You never get too big-headed, too prideful. You're just like, hey, I'm just grateful to be here. I'm going to make the most of it, and I'm going to go home at the end of the day. I'm going to make a beat, or I'm going to go to sleep. Like...
You be making beats?
I do be making beats, bro.
So, like, I really want to commend y'all. Like, y'all are men of your words. Like, I really have seen both of y'all live it out. Like, I'm not going to let this thing define me. I'm just going to stick to who Christ says I am, and I'm just going to walk it out.
Yeah.
And I admire both of y'all in that aspect, too, because, like, I always tell you every time, like, you literally know everybody. Like, every time I'm walking with this man, stopping every 5 seconds to speak to everybody.
You got motion too.
No, like, facts. And, like, that's just, like, super admirable. And knowing that, like, you can do that and you're like that because you have your identity in Christ and not something else, like, that's admirable. And same with you. Like, you know everybody too. Like, literally both of y'all, like, know everybody. And y'all just can talk to anybody so easy like it's nothing, you know? And that's something that, like, I used to struggle with and slowly starting to get better at, but like seeing that y'all, this is what y'all foundation is built on. Yeah. You know, that's why it's easy for y'all, and I look up to that.
Hey, I appreciate
it, Josh.
Hey, no, thank y'all both. No, you know, and not to, huh?
What'd you say? Did you say vote?
No, thank y'all.
My fault.
Both. What you talking about?
He said both.
Both.
Oh. What we voting for?
All right. Vote for me. No, but like for real, and I mean, it's not to sound like a broken record, it's the same for, you know, y'all both, you know, they know people, bro. And like I said, the impact that both of y'all have had on this campus, you know, for students, you know, coming in and leaving has been big. You know, people speak so highly of both of y'all. And like I said, I think that's, y'all truly both embody what it means to really have influence, you know what I'm saying? And to have, you know, motion, you know, I'm just keeping like, it sounds silly, but like, I think it's really just what, like it y'all's words, how y'all feel about things mean something to people, right? And it's not even about like y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's Christ in you, but it's just like y'all could have used the influence y'all have to better yourself, to make, you know, puff up yourself, but y'all have not. But y'all used it to encourage others, to love others, and to push a positive and godly message. And I think that's really, really dope. But yeah, we got a staff meeting in 20 minutes, so we're going to have to wrap this up, unfortunately.
Y'all stay busy. This is what I'm talking about. Like, they be everywhere. They talking about me.
I'm not even going to get to eat dinner, bro. R.I.P. to dinner. All right. All right. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
anyway.
You can still run to Fresh.
I might go to the pod and just get something quick.
Bro,
there's a vending machine right downstairs.
Drive to Fresh.
I don't know where my car is, though. That's the problem. I think my car is like farther in the lot. So by the time I get in my car, I might tell Kayla I'm going to be like 10 minutes late.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you got to eat food.
Or you don't.
Bro. You know what I'm saying?
You're a student first. I mean, you're a person first, a student second, and then
you're
an
a student
RA.
first. You're a student first.
You're RA first, actually, bro.
No, bro. They literally tell us when you get the job, they say you're a person first, a student second, and an RA third.
They say that, but do they really mean that? Exactly. They tell me that at work, but they just want me to make calls. They don't care about if I'm good or not. They just want me to make phone calls.
Because when I was like, bro, please let me go. Let me not get talking, bro. I still got to work here for a couple months.
You do. We need a job for the next 2 months.
So I'm not going to say much.
Hey,
but
we got like
shout out
50 some more
Shout out
days.
to Dr. Keenum, bro.
We need this job.
Let me put some respect. Dr. Keenum, my apologies.
Oh, yeah. Put some respect on his name.
I think he might be
Hey.
Right.
Hey, John, well, we appreciate having you, bro. Like, hey, we love you, dude.
Day.
We're so thankful for you for sharing some wisdom.
For real.
Yes, sir, bro. And,
thank y'all for having me on. I appreciate it. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, because we have been telling you.
It was never going to happen. But I'm here. We made it.
We are here,
hey.
bro. Hey, no, bro. I told Josh like 10 times,
every guest, bro.
Oh yeah, we'd be like, bro, we got to get you on.
No, I'm telling you, it's been like 3 months, 4 months in the making. DJ, every time you see me, yeah, we getting you on the pod, we getting you on the pod. Walk away. We getting you on the pod, we getting you on the pod. Walk away. So you guys, you don't be lying. You just gotta just wait.
Hey, it's delayed.
Patience
bro.
is key.
Exactly, bro.
That's a fruit of the spirit, shawty.
Yes, patience.
It's a delayed blessing, bro. Anyways, yeah, we thankful for y'all, bro. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. Love y'all so much. Continue to support, continue to subscribe, like, do all the things, bro. And yeah, man. Stream Max, bro, because this man got a HBO Max deal somehow. Who you know got that, actually. He does. So anyways, Bryson, what we tell the people, man?
Hey, man, look, y'all be blessed. Don't stress, do less, and let God take care of the rest. We love y'all. We out.
All right. Boom.
Yeah, I need a bag. Como se dice? I make a banger that got it on replay. Why they talking about he say, she say? Probably gon' slide in there, yeah, on the freeway. I make a bag and I blow it, no cheesecake. Then I gon' sell everything.